Good morning, guys. Bright and early again from Mindy and Ace here in Virginia Beach. Yeah. So I have a really dear friend and client who kind of asked this question, and then recently another dear friend and client had brought this up and suggested even that I maybe talk a little bit about this. So I'm going to give a basic overview to kind of help you guys. But the question is, what's the difference between psychic, medium, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, empath, telepathic? So let me just touch on this to give you guys a sense. And while it would be maybe great to go into all of these in great detail for you all, it really is a lot. And these things have to be processed. And that Spirit and I like to keep things really simple. So kind of what I'm suggesting in this video is, here comes Ace, is that we just do a quick overview. So, the psychic ability is the ability to communicate and connect with energy. Yes. Beyond your regular senses. I know. So that's going to be, beyond your sight, smell. Yeah, fishy. He's doing fishies. Beyond your sight, smell, hear, taste. And mediumship is your ability to, say, connect with loved ones on the other side. And that's done in various ways. These all intermingle. Clairaudient is going to be a lot of things, but literally it's like your inner ear or inner voice. But you can hear feelings and emotions. So for example, a client could say, oh my goodness, I was in the room with that person and I could literally hear their thoughts in my thoughts, or even audibly, as an example. That could also be considered telepathic though. When you call someone and they're thinking about you and you're thinking about them, you call them at the same time, that can be telepathic. You're literally communicating telepathically. Knowing that something is going to happen ahead of time could technically be considered a psychic ability because it's beyond. It's the all-knowing feeling in your third eye. So reading energy is psychic and mediumship abilities. But the two I want to focus the most on are empath, being an empath, which is what most of you all are. If you watched my last video, Am I Sensitive? Everyone has, thank you. Everyone has born psychic and intuition. But there are those that are considered empaths or clairsentient, that you guys are, and I have all these gifts as well, but this takes on a whole nother level. These things are, you take on someone else's emotions. You're the person that people seek out in a crowd and tell their entire life story to. Your friend calls you to tell you about something bad or horrible or just not having a good day, and you actually take on all of those emotions and feelings. You can just feel someone not doing well. For example, this has happened before with me, where I had an aunt who was going into the emergency room, and I felt like actual illness, like debilitating illness, and I'm thousands of miles away. I felt when a family friend had taken his own life. Physically felt that. So you take on feelings, and rather than getting into these kind of encrypted details, you can definitely Google what's the difference between. But just know that the lines are so blurred, and that's okay. But know that if you carry some of those characteristics, If you have someone come over to your house and they've had a tough story or a low vibration energy, you take that on. You feel exhausted. You have a desire to go into large crowds, but then you get there and you're like, this is not for me. I can't do this. You go into taking on the responsibility and emotions of everybody around you, and you feel like you can save people. You're also the person that people call when they're done. They say, I feel so amazing. Thank you for that. And you feel contrary, exhausted. There's so many, literally characteristics that will kind of define the clairsentient audience or the empath group. And again, those are quite blurred. So just know that if any of those characteristics sound familiar to you, or if they feel familiar to you, you can do a little bit more research on that. Again, the internet gets a lot of bad press, but there's a lot of really great stories and connections. If you guys want something on a personal level to kind of go over what you can do and how you manage this, because these really are God's gifts, and you have to learn to, here comes my big boy again. So you have to learn to manage those, and you have to learn to use them for the highest good, because they actually are gifts. You just maybe don't know or haven't been confirmed, and maybe even you just don't know how to use them to your best ability. And when we go over those lists, it kind of sounds a little daunting, like, I don't want to take on everybody's negative emotions. I don't want to be the one at the grocery store line that everybody tells their entire family history to. I don't want to be the go-to family friend member that everybody calls and complains or dumps their low vibration energy on, right? Like, I don't want to be that person. But guess what? We're in this together, and there's so many positive sides of all of this as well. And again, we were all here, put here for a reason. So remember that every one of us, intuition is that gut feeling that just happens and kicks in. So trust your gut instinct more often. Telepathic communication happens on a regular basis. It happens with our family. It happens with our children. It happens with people that we're closest to. Again, you've got to trust all of that. So if you want to do a quick search and kind of decipher the difference between the two, you can. I gave you just, again, a brief overview here today. But the good news is that we all have these innate abilities, and we're coming together to help one another, which is fantastic. So don't get too concerned with those empath versus clairsentient, intuition versus telepathic communication. More so focus on some of the solutions. So my very next video, which has also been a popular one, is how do I manage this? How do I use this to the best of my abilities? How do I make this work for me? So in the next day or two, I will put that video out, and that's going to be chocked full of solutions, which is what I know you guys are anxious for. So if something resonates with you in this video, if something feels like that could be me, or that's definitely me, or that's someone you know, hit the share button and let friends know, because the solution video is going to be coming up here real soon. I love you guys for watching. You're so fantastic. Thank you for putting up with our bright and early morning candid camera videos, literally. I know I love starting my day this way, and I know you guys do as well. So thank you for the positive love and feedback, and we'll see you when we see you. Take care. Bye.